Today we are breaking down a very serious and emotional matter. Now, let's talk about what is really happening. We need to understand not just the emotional cry from the family, but the real-time legal battles playing out in the courts as we speak. My people, the situation is very critical. Now, for many months, there have been serious concerns about Nnamdi Kanu's health while he is in the custody of the Department of State Services, DSS. His legal team has been shouting about this. They said he has serious health issues, including problems with his liver and pancreas, a lump under his armpit, and very low potassium levels. Because of this, the court, specifically Justice James Omotosho, ordered the Nigeria Medical Association, NMA, to set up a panel of doctors to examine him and tell the court about his true health status. But here is where the gist thickens. The medical team came back with a report saying that Kanu is actually fit to stand trial. Now, Nnamdi Kanu has completely rejected this report. In fact, he has taken a very big step. He has sued the Nigeria Medical Association for a whopping 50 billion naira. He is accusing them of submitting a false and fabricated medical report without even properly examining him. His lawyers said the report is a lie and that it has misled the court, preventing him from getting the proper medical treatment he needs. So, as we speak, that is one serious battle going on. But wait, there is more. The main trial itself is currently surrounded by what legal experts are calling dangerous and unlawful irregularities. Nnamdi Kanu and his legal team are arguing that he is being tried under a dead law. Let me break it down for you. The federal government is prosecuting him under the Terrorism Prevention Amendment Act of 2013. However, that very law was completely repealed and replaced by the new Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act in 2022. So, Kanu's team is saying, how can you try someone under a law that no longer exists? A repealed law is a dead law. You cannot try or convict anyone under a law that does not exist. This is a very strong constitutional point, and they say the court has refused to even listen to this objection. His defense team has raised an alarm, saying the judge, Justice Omotosho, has repeatedly refused to hear objections on this issue and has also refused to let Kanu file his final written address, which is his last chance to argue his case before judgment is given. They are calling this a grave threat to the future of justice in Nigeria. They warn that if a court can use a non-existent law and block an accused person's rights, then no Nigerian is safe before such a court. This is a very serious allegation. Now, my people, the tension is high because the Federal High Court had fixed November 20th, 2025, that is just in a few days' time, to deliver its judgment in this terrorism trial. But Kanu is trying everything to stop this. He has personally gone to the Court of Appeal to try and halt the judgment day. He is arguing that the lower court should first decide on the issue of jurisdiction and the validity of the charges against him before any judgment is given. He is afraid that if the judgment goes on without these fundamental issues being addressed, he might be unlawfully convicted. However, some legal experts are questioning the timing of this appeal, suggesting it might be too late, and there are laws that say applications to stay proceedings in a criminal matter should not be entertained. So, it is a real legal tug of war. So, you can see, the emotional cry from his brother about his suffering in DSS custody is not happening in a vacuum. It is connected to these serious legal battles over his health and the very foundation of the case against him. My people, this case has gone beyond just Nnamdi Kanu. It has become a test case for our entire judicial system and the rule of law in Nigeria. The arguments being raised touch on the fundamental rights that protect every one of us. When his legal team says he is being tried under a dead law, a law that has been repealed, it should worry all of us. Why? Because if it can happen to him, it can potentially happen to anyone. The Constitution and our legal procedures are supposed to be a shield for everybody. If that shield is bent or broken for one person, it becomes weak for everyone. The principle is simple. You cannot be convicted under a law that does not exist. If the court allows that, then no one's freedom is safe. Also, the issue of his health in custody. Every citizen, whether accused of a crime or not, has a right to adequate healthcare. The state has a duty to provide that. If there are genuine concerns about a detainee's health, it is in everyone's interest that those concerns are transparently and fairly addressed. It is a matter of basic humanity. Now, I want to hear from you. This is where we break the gist together. Let me ask you 3 important questions. I want you to go down to the comment section and let me know what you think. Question 1. Do you believe that the medical report from the Nigeria Medical Association, which says Nnamdi Kanu is fit for trial, should be the final word on his health, or should there be a more independent and transparent examination? Let me know your thoughts. Question 2. The legal argument about the dead law. Do you think this is a clever technicality to delay the trial, or is it a serious constitutional issue that the court must address before any judgment can be made? Question 3. Looking at everything, from the court proceedings to the family's outcry, what do you think is the best way forward for justice and for peace in our nation? My people, the comment section is right below. I read all your comments. Let's have a peaceful and intelligent discussion. This is how we learn from each other. This is a very sensitive and complex matter. As we follow this story, let us be guided by a desire for truth and justice, not just for one man, but for the integrity of our nation. The eyes of the world are on Nigeria, watching how we handle this. On this channel, we will continue to bring you the gist straight up with facts and analysis. We don't spread hate or propaganda. We break down the news so everyone can understand. And speaking of understanding, if you have understood the gravity of this issue, you know why it is important to stay informed. So, if you have not yet liked this video, please do so right now. It helps the channel grow and allows us to bring you more important discussions like this. And most importantly, if you are not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Click that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any part of this ongoing story. We are just getting started.